Morning, it's John, Vintage Fisherman. Here's what I'm kind of excited about. Just picked it up. Plan on using it for king fishing next season. It's a 12LT. I have a 12T, and this is just a newer version of the 12T. My light's going to go funky on me this morning. It's cold here in the shop. I'm fighting the cold. Why not, right? Just ignore the disco lights. Take these. Definitely want to get some lubricant on those clamp bolts. This is a nice reel, and I got it for one hell of a nice price. Look at the build quality of this reel. Just needs a really good cleaning. It's been a long time since I've been into a 12. Mine hasn't needed anything for years. If you can't get the disco light to stop flashing here. Take the handle off first. The light's just not going. It's just so cold down here. I guess it's just not going to cooperate. Trying to find all my tools here. Like I said, I will be using this one. I guess at some point the light will just give up and stay on. There we go. Just remember how all this goes here. I've been fighting a really bad cold, sinus infection. Head feels like somebody hit it with a hammer. We'll take the guide off of the lever drag. We've got some spacers to go with that. All this stuff just needs a good cleaning, I believe I'm going to take the frame screws out next. It looks like it's been pretty well maintained. It's dirty. I do believe somebody's been into the reel. Screws are coming out way too easy. My main thing here is to look at the drag and get one on order if it needs it, and just lubricate everything. I don't think the reel needs anything else. Okay. All right. Yeah, just dirty. Looks like somebody used axle grease in it. Came out with it untraditionally there. That's okay. really sluggish. You can see the grease is just old. It's hard for the spring to overcome that. Well, while we got it to this point, let's 3 screws out here on the preset. This will get some 20-pound line. I use Andes. Some people say, well, why Andes? Well, it's one of the few lines IGFA automatically recognizes. If you're working on catching a weight class record, they will recognize the Andes without giving you too much crap about it. Let's remember how that was set. Okay. That. Yeah, that should come out. Not. There it is. We'll take this off so we can clean it really good. There's also I might order those new Teflon washers. That one's a little scuffed up. So we'll order 2 of those. Let's take the anti-reverse dog out of here. Spring under there, but it shouldn't be a super amount of tension on it. I want to look at this dog and see if it needs to be replaced. What my goal is here. Spring's held on with the clips. We'll leave that alone, but there is a little bushing there. I don't think it comes off very easily. Let's just look at it, make sure we don't lose it. Stays on there. Okay, so there is, and I don't take these off. They can be cleaned. That's where they're at. So we'll leave that alone. Oh, got a bearing up here. It's fine. Before we get into this drags will be underneath here. I got a nice Fenwick 6-foot. Well, we call them stand-up boat rods. That's what we use for king mackerel on the pier. You don't want a gimbal butt cutting into your gut. You're not fighting a fish that damn big. You need a gimbal for a rod harness. It's nice to have these lugs attach your leash to, so it doesn't leave the pier. Or say if a fish hits, he's running and the line tangles up on the spool, which backlashes on the spool, and then it goes taut and pulls the rod off. You can at least hook a leash in there, and it'll give you another second or two before you might have a problem. That's what we use those for. Those were pretty crusty. It's just a cover. There's your drag. Excuse me. Spring in there. This will be all one piece. Now, that's looking a little ominous. There's something that's laying in there. It shouldn't be in there. See that? We'll keep that to the side, 'cause I don't know if that was just supposed to be in there or what. But that drag's a little smoked. We'll go ahead and replace that. I believe will come out. Call them little hockey pucks, but they're little nylon pucks that go in there and hold the drag. You got to have those. They won't work right without them. Or the drag. And that's pretty much it. I got some old tape somebody had on there. I'm going to try to get that off. Not really hurting anything, but I'd like to get those bearings out of there. But just not sure if I can. I really need a bearing puller. I don't think either one of them will come out, and I don't really want to damage them. I don't think I'm going to be able to get those out of there. I'll work on those later. Well, there's not much left. That can come off. Clean that really good. You can see it's kind of gummy. Take these 4 screws out. I can go upstairs right after I get done here and start ordering parts. I believe most of the parts for 12T interchange with 12LT. We'll see. Cosmetically, it's like a 8 out of 10. Perfect. You know, you don't have to worry about, oh, whoops, I scuffed it against the rail. Well, it's already been scuffed against the rail, so I don't worry about that stuff. That's why I buy my reels used. Somebody else cry the first time, you know. I just go have fun with them. All right, and then down to the frame. There it is. I don't take these off. I mean, they wouldn't hurt, but somebody lubricated it really well underneath there. Yeah, we'll probably go ahead and take that just to be safe. No, we're not. They're on there tight. I'll leave that alone. I have fought those before and lost. Like I said, I'm fighting a cold. I apologize. It kind of just came on in the last few days. There's not really any good way to get those out without a bearing puller. I just don't have one, so I'm going to clean it in place. All right, we do need to take this apart. This is pretty much apart. No, I don't take this off unless I absolutely have to. It's usually frozen on there. This is your preload part. These washers, which are really nasty, they are concave convex. There's 4 of them. That's correct. Clean those really good. I like to get that bearing out. There we go. This, goodness, this cold is kicking me hard. This comes out. Let me see where it's set at. All right. Oh, my calipers are dead. I must have left them on. Well, that's not good. All right, we'll do it another way. And 1. So it's all the way up. Okay, that's all right. These have to come out. Just push out. Got to save those. Lose them. And then this threads out to the inside. This is your preload adjuster. Okay. That's all of it. That's the whole reel. This can come off. I don't see any point in taking it off of there. We're going to leave that alone. I don't see any major problems. This reel just needs a good cleaning. Pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. Then we'll get 2 new Teflon washers and a new drag. And we'll be good to go. All right, I'm going to clean it up, get some parts on the way from Mystic. Be back. Hey, this is John, and I'm back. I'll put this nice old 12 LT together. I hope I can remember how it all goes. I do have some new parts. I ordered these, but I swear they didn't come out of here anywhere. They may actually be up in here, maybe. I'm not sure what was up with that, but they were in the schematic. They're number 6-155. So yes, it goes underneath here. Best I can tell. And I did not take that apart. So I may just hold on to these. I've got the 2 new Teflon washers. There's one that was pretty badly messed up, so I'll keep the old ones and use the new ones. And I've got this new Teflon washer. I usually replace all the Teflons. And then I've got the drag, brand new drag. So anyway, let's put it back together. I got the schematic sitting here. Gonna need a little help on this one because it's been a few days since I took it apart. I had to wait on parts, and that always slows things down a little bit. Let's put the drag let's put the drag together on it first. So the bearing is going to stay. There's nothing wrong with it. Nice and smooth. That one's nice and smooth. So the first thing that goes in there is this metal washer. And it was originally in there like this, because you can see, and this part's no longer available. I would have replaced it. I'm thinking you can flip this. I don't think it really matters which way it goes in there. So we're going to go with the new side to it. And it takes these little pucks that go in there. There's a spring. It's right on there. And then the new drag. Getting cold here in Virginia now. Had some snow today. Nothing stuck, but it's blowing around out there. Now, there's controversy over whether a man should put cowls on these discs or not. I'm going to go ahead and do it. It can always be removed. So it's not the end of the world, right? And we'll keep the old disc. I don't see where there's any difference between it and the new one. It'll go into a box marked 12LT. That's what'll happen. Let's go ahead, put a little bit of cowls on it. A little bit on my finger. Rub it in. Didn't put much on there, just a little bit. This reel is going to get used next season. This is going to be my go-to reel. Like that. These screw holes need a little bit of grease in them. We'll wipe off the excess. Then let's move a couple of things here. We're getting a little crowded on this. This is a rather large reel for this small of a. These 4 screws right here. Rather large reel for this size work tray. Already looking forward to the next season. I don't like wintertime at all. You know, you people live up north and have to deal with the winters. Tell you what, you're a different breed. It gets below 40, I'm cold. Don't get out and fish in it. I know y'all probably catch fish when it's cold up there, but the fish around here, dude, they just get tight-lipped. They don't want to eat at all. Okay, there is that part of the spool. Now let's do know what I'll do next. Put the end cap on the frame. Greasing those holes. for the screws so they don't get corroded. Actually, a little grease all the way around ain't gonna hurt none of that. Of course, you get a lug up here. Then cover. There's a slot in the cover that matches up where that lug goes. Like that. 4 screws. Daggone cold and fingers don't want to work. I do have heat down there, but it's a very small electric heater. Now I got it running full blast. We'll see how it does when the temperatures get around 15, 20 degrees outside. It's like I said, it's 40 right now. I will probably have to come down here and turn the heat on probably about 2 hours before I come down here and work. Or I might add another heater down here. I don't know. Don't want to draw a lot of power if I don't have to. But the heat's right here at me, and I'm feeling it, so that's a good thing. I'll be fine. Okay, we've got the frame and the end cover done, and the bearing's already pulled. I guess I should probably put a little bit of grease on the clicker. Just where it slides back and forth in the spring. Take a little friction off of that. Okay. All right, what's next, John? Gotta do the shaft. So it gets 4 of these, and they're put on there as they stack like a spring. They actually still had these, and I started to go ahead and buy them. But I've had troubles before when I change them out to new ones that it doesn't want to work right. I had to put the old originals back in. So I just didn't go there this time. That goes into probably ought to put a little bit of oil in. Go up into there. Great. I believe that's correct. Yeah, like I said, it's been a few days, so bear with me here. I just want to make sure I get it together right. All right. I think we got that the way it's supposed to go. Put that in there with the cover. Next, this goes back together. There is this Teflon washer right here. It goes up in there. I don't think it does. I'm just talking to myself here, folks. Just bear with me. Eccentric can. Okay, interesting. There was a bearing that goes up in here. I do remember that. This is reverse thread, so I probably ought to give that a little grease. This is where you adjust your preset tension on the spool and your drag. Right. Just looking at it here. I'm just looking at it. Bearing goes in there next, actually. I'm going to dropping that anyway, so we'll go ahead and knock that out. Okay, bearing feels pretty good. So that's going to go in there, and there's some, that's your eccentric. These two little pins go in there. I'm going to put a little bit of grease to help hold them in place. Okay, we'll drop it 5 times. Maybe I'll get it on the last time here. That's the two smallest pieces in this whole reel. Now, I want to believe that this up into here. Okay, there's that. And now, I want to look at something on this real quick. This is, what was that part? 4-12. Find 4. Make sure I got everything in the right place here. 4. Well, where is 4? 4. 4 goes on this shaft. Okay, so we're going to put that part back. 4 out. Put it on here. So we have that in place. I'm going to save that old one actually. I'm going to go on there. Well, it sure doesn't act like it's going to go on there. Here. Well, now, that's different. And this is where I get into these problems with these reels. You buy these parts from Penn, and it doesn't fit. And I've had this problem before. Going on there, I don't like it, but we'll try it and see how it does. Maybe it'll be fine. Still got the old one if I need to take it apart, put it back in there. Put that in there. Okay, we've got these two are going to get set aside. New ones in it. These are Teflon washer, kind of like a thrust washer, I guess. One goes all the way up in there. And we'll put some oil on that. Don't grease Teflon very often. I do give it a little bit of oil. This will go in. Get that. Let's give that bushing some grease so it slides really well. This goes in. You line those two pins up. Okay. And then this will go in like right there. Now I got to put the anti-reverse dog in it. All right. Fingers ain't working. Doesn't look right. Like should be. Yeah, something. I got something wrong here. Because this should have pressure down against. Get it on there, and it will not come off. All right. What am I missing here? Because this should hold pressure down, not up. Okay, I know what it is. This will actually go in and come down here like this. Okay, let's put a little grease in here. That actually had Loctite on it. Not sure why. That's never going to come loose. That doesn't act like it wants to go in there. Interesting. Still thinking out loud here, folks. This is how I go through things, go through the process of figuring it out. That should sit right down in there. No, it's not. Wouldn't hold my mouth right. That's what it was. Well, you want to make sure that doesn't catch. Put some more grease right there. Pack some grease up into that. All right. Looks like that would be right. Maybe not. Let's look at this for a second. I believe this actually goes in there. No way it goes there. Can't go there. It has to go right there. There's no other place for it. But what goes against it? That's the $1,000,000 question. There's no parts left to go against that. Shaft? Nothing on the shaft to go against that. Something's not right. I don't believe the schematic is correct. Ah, I know what it is now. This one actually goes on the outside. It will go here, I do believe. I believe that's how it is. Give a little bit of grease on those tabs there. We're going to go ahead and put this cover on. I think I can do that. Oh. Great. Got the that. 3 screws holds this in. You think I would know these Senders or Internationals a little better because I do own a few of them, but they are honestly they're all so different. I don't know why that is, but hold on, we got something else wrong here. I mean, I'm forgetting an important part. It wouldn't have worked good without it, and that would be why it needed the Teflon washer. There we go. Back on track. But like I was saying, the 30 is different from the 12, but they'll drive you nuts. And I don't take these, once I get this reel back together, I won't take it apart probably ever. I'll keep it so clean it won't matter. Unless it gets dunked in salt water or something, it's not coming back apart. The fighting reels we use very seldom get salt water on them. If we have to fight a big fish, maybe some salt will come back in on the line. But they're up there on the pier, they're not getting a dunking. I don't use my good reels when it's raining either. Yep, and that's working the way it should. Okay. All right. Now, don't want to put the lever on it yet. Let's go ahead and put gears in it. 4.1 to 1 ratio. All right, we got to hold the anti-reverse dog over. Got to get some oil in that shaft. All right, this is going to be tricky. Hold that over. Like that. Now it should. I need to put the handle on it. Go. Okay, let's put the handle on. A bit of grease in there. And then we'll put the handle lock nut on. We will not tighten this down all the way yet. Just snug it up to hold everything together. Okay, that's good. Good. some fine little grease down in here. Great. Now let's think on it for a minute. Get my hands clean where I can get a grip on things. We will put some oil right here. I'm going to grease this. The one thing about these reels is they don't cast. I guess you could, but how are you going to control them other than your thumb? Think about. This will go on up in there. Maybe. There it goes. Get that right there. Get some grease in these screw holes so I don't have to do that once I get the cover over here and get it going. And I've had a cold too. I don't know if y'all noticed that. I'm kind of still getting over a nasty head cold. So don't have my voice real good right now. Bear with the audio stuff. You know how it goes. And there's a cutout. Should be right there. Or don't seem to want to come together, does it? That's not good. Something's not right in the stack. For Pete's sake. That's not good. This is not good. So that's what am I doing wrong here? I got stuff falling everywhere. Whew. Come on, John. I don't have to put that in right now, but I am before I forget it. Couple dog hairs there. All right, let's try this again. Something didn't want to go together just right on this. I don't know really where the issue is. It's not on that end over there. It's not right. Something's definitely not together properly in here. And I built it to the schematics. Wow. Internationals are not a lot of fun, just not gonna lie about it. Just can sometimes be a handful. We're gonna try to put it together and see who's right there's where that goes. We're gonna try it and see what happens. Oh my gosh. You gotta have patience. You gotta have patience on these reels. They will try every single one of them. We'll get it together and see what happens. Okay? That's the wrong screw. Wrong screw right off the bat. That goes to the lever or to the slide guide, whatever you want to call Get it in there. These are reels I just don't do every day. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Own a few. Usually go into them once and then don't touch them again for years if I touch them at all. Hands are slick. Okay, everything seems to be going together on it here. Let's see what we got once again. Let's see how it turns and how the drag works and all that good stuff. Getting looser. All right, let's give it some preset. Now remember, when you preset these reels, you always pull the lever back to no drag, free. Pull it back to free. Just this preset, then come back up and you adjust the weight that your line will pull. That's pretty stout right there. I'm gonna try to lock it. I want to spin that drag. I like it. It's good. Okay. Now we can put the lever back on it. I'm going to put some grease down in there. Hope that it gets down into the threads pretty good. That's loose. Okay. A little bitty standoff. It goes right there. I believe this will only go one way. I think if you try to turn it, it doesn't line up. Start out with the two outer screws. Get them started. That's lined up. And I actually do have it in there backwards. So hold on a second. And I'll tell you why. Got a countersunk hole right there. So it can go in there backwards. Goodness. Didn't know that. You can't use it that way, but you can put it in there that way. I don't think it'll work. Line that up. Lever out of the way. And then you can put your countersunk screw in there. We'll start out with that center screw and tighten it down. Well, let's just leave it a little bit loose. And we'll do the two outer screws. You can go ahead and tighten them down. Be careful that you don't slip your screwdriver because this gold anodized will scratch and looks like crap. All right, wipe it down. I don't even remember when I started out, it had a bunch of tape gunked all over the spool. I got rid of that stuff. We'll make a fine fishing reel. Really fine fishing reel. Look at that beauty. I'm not liking it. Lack of free spool there. I don't know what happened with that. Well, something's wrong. I'm going to have to go back into it. There's no free spool on this reel, and that's loosened all the way up. Yeah, there's a little bit of free spool. Don't know what happened. That should have a. You should be able to free spool that a lot easier than that. I don't know what's going on with that. Excuse me. It acts like it's pulling too much right here. Let's tighten the preset all the way down, and then come back with it and see what happens. Wow. It made it worse. I have no idea. It could be that new Teflon washer. Those new Teflon washers. I get stumped sometimes. Even with all the new parts I put in them, they still don't want to work right. I'm not going to say it won't work that way, but it should be. It should be a lot freer. I should be able to spin this, and the spool not even want to turn, especially once you put the drag clicker on. That's not correct. It's already got a couple pounds of drag already preset on it. I didn't test it before to see how it was, so that's a bad one on me. Let's try something here. That doesn't make any difference. Thought maybe if it was that Teflon washer, it would be something in there. So what I'm going to have to do here, I'm going to stop the video because I'm going to have to go back into this reel. And I don't know what's happened to it. That's very, very odd. Very, very odd. This lever doesn't feel right. It should have a little more tension on it. It wants to flop around. So total dejection. Total dejection. Something's in the wrong place. It's hard to tell by this horrible schematic Ken put out on this reel what goes where. Yep. Aggravating, to say the least. Golly. I mean, seriously. That just doesn't feel right, like right there at all. It's all on this side of the reel, fortunately. Seems like the last time I did an international, I had troubles. Yeah, it was. It was 12 wide or 12W and a 12, what was that other one? H. I don't know why. I had troubles with both of those. Something didn't go together right on them. I had to take them back apart. I had to make some parts for them because the parts were no longer available. It could be that new drag. Yeah, see? Why? Why in the world would that? I couldn't even get that bearing out of that housing. Now it's stuck. I think we might be going back to the old drag on this thing. I think that might be the problem. This should not be like this. I should not have to pry the bearing off of that drag. And I can tell that drag wasn't seated. That bearing wasn't seated on that drag. Something's going on with that. That could be the whole problem. Taking that much of the stack out. Look at this. This is crazy. I just pushed that thing together. Now the bearing won't come off. So every part I've gotten for this reel is pretty much not quite right. Go figure. Yeah. Well, this won't even slide out of there because it's stuck. God, this is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Brand new parts. No good. No good. All right, we're going to change the drag back out. Put the original back in it. I give up. That's the second bad drag I've gotten from Mystic. For my last two internationals, I could not make the reels work with them. I had to put the originals back in. I've got them. I've got new drags now for spares, but it's no good. It's not going to be good if I have to use them in the future. They're not going to work. Well, I'm going to stop the video. I'll be back in a few. Gotta walk away. Sometimes you gotta walk away. Okay, I'm back. Let's try again here. Sometimes you just gotta walk away. These reels will they'll aggravate the snot out of you. So I really don't know what the plan of attack is here. Oh, here everywhere here. That came from. This is messed up. I suspect the whole thing's going to wear itself in. I'm going to file down the very edges of this drag. I think it's a little rough right there. Right? That might have been part of the problem. Then I know that this right here is definitely sticking to the bearing. So we need to, I'm going to take emery cloth, 320 grit, and polish this down where it slides up into that bearing. All right. I'm going to oil that good. Let's get it back together here. Yeah, I don't know why that was acting the way it was. I don't know if this is going to fix it. I may just take it out and use it some and see if it doesn't loosen up. Play a couple of tricks with it and see what happens. Some people pick hobbies that are a lot more fun than aggravating things like this. Oh me. I was coming home from work the day after working on aggravating things and hoping to just sit down and work on something fun, but this international is proven to be anything but. We'll see if I didn't fix it though. Um, the dog hair. What in the world? See, that's not sliding all the way down in there either. Okay. That's acting a little weird, so that could be part of the problem. That should, I don't know. All right. Do it again. Just because. It did go together a little bit better that time than it did the first time, so hopefully everything is slid into place. Oh, Lee. Maybe it wasn't a good night for me to work on fishing reels. Maybe I should have just sat upstairs and watched TV or something. Good day. Absolutely incredible. What fun would there be in that, though, right? What would I learn by watching TV? Not a lot. That's acting a lot more normal. Now it's not. It's not engaging. I didn't leave anything out of it. So I don't know what to do about this reel. It's getting worse instead of better, and that's not good. This is not right. It's something up in here. I'm going to take it all back apart. I don't normally edit my videos, but uh, this one, I may not even make this video onto my channel. I haven't had this much trouble with a reel in this good a shape probably ever. This is a pretty incredible circumstance here. It's just not going together right. For that reason alone is a real good reason not to post the video. Well, you know, I'm one about I don't edit my mistakes. So if I can find something here, this video might be 3 hours long, but if I can find the problem, I'll post it. I'm being aggravated in every direction here. So let's just see what happened here, because obviously it's not right, not going to be right. Okay, it's fitting into the bearing better. It looks like it's well centered. I don't think that's where the problem is. Now I think everything's over here. Deep breath, John. Deep breath. This should not be stuck in there this hard. And that's probably a lot of the problem. Don't have a clue why, and I can't fix it. It shouldn't be stuck. It should be smooth as glass coming in and out. Nothing wrong there, other than this bearing keeps getting stuck. I'm going to need a drink after this reel. I don't see where this is hitting anything right in here. Everything looks good there. I'm going to polish this up. I can't polish down inside the hole. There's no way. I don't like polishing on a hex because that's your drive to your bearing, to your drag. I don't have any other choice. The reel's not going to work the way it is. I don't know how you put new parts on a reel and lock it up. Look how stiff that is right there. Okay, it might be a little better. Should be able to pull it out by hand right there. Deep breath, John. Deep breath. I'm not going to put that top screw back in it. We're going to put 3 screws in. Finicky. Extremely finicky. And the heat went out. So there's free spool the way it should be. Okay. And it's starting to work the way it should. That's good. And then you go back to free spool and nothing. That's what it is. That shaft is sticking. So when I go up into here, pull, then I come back. But if I go like that, so that shaft is sticking into that new drag. It's just going to have to loosen up. Just going to have to loosen up on it through use. There's nothing else I can do with it. Put the plug back in there. What a headache. So y'all got to see the whole thing of me losing my mind over here. And it was all about the new parts. New parts are no good. They'll be okay. They just got to work themselves in. I'm not happy with that. I'm not gonna lie. But what choice do I have at this point? Put the tubes or the standoffs in there. Come on. I have got cat hair and dog hair everywhere here. Don't know where it came from. I mean, we got cats and dogs, a dog, but daggone, ain't that much sticking to everything. All right, let's go ahead and tighten the handle down. I'm not going back into it. What you see is what you get here. It's just not going to go any further. Sorry if I hit the mic there. Nothing's working right today. Fingers ain't working right. Heat's just broke on me. Reel don't want to work. I think I popped a breaker on the heat. That's never a good thing. Put some grease on those to keep them from. My gosh. Hey, you ever had one of them days where maybe you should just not mess with anything? No, that'd be today for me. I'd been better off watch TV. All right. Let's see if it works. Kind of. There's free spool. That's good. We're starting to get some drag right there. Come up the strike. Feels pretty good. That's probably about where I would set it at. When you come back, see it's still stuck. Watch this. It's that shaft is sticking on this side. See there, there's free spool the way it's supposed to be. I think the reel will be okay. I think it's just got to work itself in. Getting better. All right, folks, there you go. I don't edit anything. You saw the whole ordeal, even me walking away for a few minutes. Whew. I was going to start another reel tonight, but I think I'd be better off cut my losses and go on to bed. This is John, Bench Fisherman. I appreciate you watching. Oops, I just hit the mic again. Of course. They don't always go easy. They don't always go smooth. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get them to work. But there it is, a beautiful 12 LT that I will fish with. I feel confident about it now. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that reel. Y'all have a great evening. Please like the video if you enjoyed the comedy, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more comedy. This is John Vince Fisherman. Y'all have a good evening.